Getting up for a stretch, are we? Thanks for that. Hello chaps, how is it going? So today I'm not feeling 100%. I've been a bit poorly this weekend, bit of an ME flare-up, and my skin has been super dry and horrible. So today I thought I'd just go through what I do when I want to wear some makeup because I'm going out of the house maybe. Today I've got to go up to the doctor's to get a repeat on my prescription because I'm out of some of my medicines. I also need more muesli because that's what fuels my life. Just to make it clear, on a really sick day, I will just stay in bed and in my pyjamas and I will wear nothing. Let me rephrase that. I will wear no makeup. I'll still be wearing clothes. I don't just go naked when I'm feeling ill. That's not how it works at all. So here we have my naked face. Nothing going on. Oh, you may have noticed my hair is a different colour. I dyed it red this weekend. I think that's part of the reason I'm feeling a bit not too great because sometimes I get really sensitive to chemicals, and obviously there are a lot of chemicals in hair dye. Hello Dan! Oh, Dan's here too, by the way. He's just hiding out of shot. He's gone a bit camera shy. You gonna say hello? He's not gonna say hello. Time for a cup of tea. Oh, that is needed today. So I have, by this point, I've already done my really basic face washing nonsense. I'm too tired to do this today. So yeah, I've already cleansed my face and moisturised. Just to tell you a bit about my moisturisation face process. So I start off with bio oil as a sort of pre-moisturiser. I've been using for probably about 5 years. It's fantastic. I use it twice a day on my face. It's massively reduced like redness and flakiness, which are still problems I have, but this has made a huge difference and I would thoroughly recommend for people who have really dry skin or eczema or any sort of real dry red sensitivity on their face. Good stuff. I follow that by just the standard Nivea cream. I have tried a huge amount of face creams in my time and I have literally never found anything better than this. I know in America your Nivea cream can come from either Germany or Mexico, and the German one is the one which is recommended. It's a lot creamier, and actually in England I think we only get the German one. All the ones I've had, I've checked the back. Let's check. Yeah, this one's from Hamburg, so that is Germany. Good stuff. Do recommend. Not very expensive, and you get a huge sort of quite nice looking little tin. I do enjoy. I do like. I do recommend. I follow that by because my skin is genuinely that dry. I need a third face moisturiser, so I use the Pond's Hydro Nourishing Cream. It's a lot thinner, but it sort of leaves a residue. There's the little bottle. Good stuff. I wouldn't use this by itself because it's not thick enough, but I find it good as my second moisturiser. I'd recommend this for people who have fairly dry skin, but not really epically dry skin, as a single moisturiser. It's very good. It smells really nice. What does it smell of actually? It's sort of vaguely floral, and yeah, it's nice stuff. It's not outrageously expensive. I think it's about £5 for a little jar, and this has lasted me for quite a while, and I'm only about halfway through, so good stuff. Right, so let's get on with this wee little sick day tutorial. just to clarify, these are things that I find when I'm feeling ill. It's kind of a three-pronged attack. So firstly, it's not the whole, you know, makeup routine with foundation and contouring and blah blah blah. It's pared back, and it's a lot easier to do when you haven't got the energy to do a full face of makeup. Secondly, it's, ooh, sorry, that was rude. Secondly, it's something that I find is really good when my skin is bad and dry and sensitive and I'm feeling reaction-y. So it's stuff that kind of combats the dryness, the redness and the sensitivity. It's stuff that works for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but let's, you know, it's worth trying. And thirdly, and possibly the whole point of wearing makeup at all on a sick day, is to kind of brighten you up and make you seem a little bit more awake and look a little bit more healthy. I know that's not always a good thing, because sometimes when you're feeling sick and you've put makeup on and you don't look so bad, people will instantly go, oh, well, you look fine, and completely disregard the fact that you feel dreadful. But sometimes vanity wins out, I'm afraid. Right, let's get to it, shall we? Okay, let's say hello to Dan. Right, so starting off, I have here the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Pro Primer. It's, I found it's perfectly good, nothing extremely special, but it adds an extra layer of moisture, and I have found it does tend to help the foundation or BB cream or whatever stick to your face a bit longer. I've actually found it more hydrating than the Smashbox Hydrating Primer, so it's super cheap. I would say this is definitely worth a go. Look how professional I look, just rubbing it into my face. I'm very shiny at this point in time. Okay, so next up I'm putting on my Body Shop All-in-One BB Cream in the shade 1. It's the lightest shade, and even though I'm not always that pale, it's been a long winter and I'm pretty pasty at the moment. Look how professional I look, just rubbing it in with my fingies. I am going to be using this in the place of foundation today. Quite often I will use it underneath my foundation for a more full coverage look, but if you want something a bit more dewy and maybe you don't want to be wearing that much makeup, this is a good alternative. It's fairly nice coverage, it does reduce redness, and it is very hydrating. As I said before, I am a big fan. Next up, the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer and Highlighter, which is, the reason I'm using this is it does two jobs. It's, well, more than two jobs in fact. It's covering up my dark circles, as you see me doing here. It'll also cover up my blemishes and sort of highlights as you go. If I need proper coverage, I won't use this as this is quite light, but on a day like today where I'm not going for the full face look, it's perfectly good and it does do lots of jobs, and this is in shade 30 Classic Beige. Next up, I am using just a tiny bit of powder because my face is a wee bit shiny. This is the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder in shade 220. I found out what shade I was by doing a sort of quiz thing on the Maybelline website, which I thought was really cool. So I'm just dusting this on with my Real Techniques powder brush. Great, really, really great powder brush. I'm a big fan of the Real Technique brushes. If you need a decent brush, head on over to Amazon and buy them. I think that's quite enough of that now, don't you? But hey, look how happy it's made me. Smiley, smiley! Moving right along, I'm going to be using one of the Bourjois Little Round Pot blushes in shade 35 Lune d'Or. So this is a pink with a little bit of gold in it. I'll be applying it with the e.l.f. blush brush, which is perfectly good for the job and very, very affordable. This shade of blush is really brightening, and I think it really lifts your face when you're having a bit of a rough day. I'm applying it to the apples of my cheeks and my cheekbones because I'm not bothering with contouring. This is kind of me sort of lazy contouring. And another lazy trick for me is using this tinted brow sculpting gel by Ardell. I can't really be bothered on a day like this to use a pencil and a spoolie brush and, you know, get it all into shape. So this tints it and sets it and tames it all in one, and that makes me a happy girl. Next onto my face is the Revlon Vital Radiance Smoothing Eye Primer. This provides a really decent base for any eyeshadow in my opinion, and again it brightens and creates the whole illusion of awakeness around your eye area, and I think that's always a good thing, particularly when you're not feeling on top form. Time for a cup of tea, I think. They're very necessary on sick days. Using eyeshadows from the Makeup Academy Professional palette in Dusk Till Dawn, using this gold colour in the corner and my Real Techniques fluffy eyeshadow brush just to sweep it all over. The gold, again, is a sort of lifting, brightening colour. I think it works particularly well with brown eyes because with dark eyes there can be a tendency for sort of a shadow dark look, and sometimes you're not going for that. Like today I'm not. In the corner I'm going to be using this sort of metallic-y taupe just to go into the creases of my eyelids and sort of halfway across. I'm not very good at my terminology here, I'm afraid. I'm using the e.l.f. Defining Eye Brush to put this on, just putting it up in the corners, giving my eyes a bit of definition, because I think I need it. I'm looking a bit washed out. All the way up in there, and I'm going back in with my fluffy eyeshadow brush just to blend it in so it doesn't look too stark. Another Body Shop product for you here. This is the Carbon Black Eye Definer. So I'm just putting it in my waterline to give my eyes a bit more definition again, because I am looking quite washed out. I'm also going to add it to just the outside rim of my lash line to give me sort of a bright, wide-eye look. I don't want to go all the way in and really darken and shadow up my eye area. Mascara now, and I'm going to be using Le Volume de Chanel, which is in shade 10. It's the only piece of prestige makeup I have. I bought it at the duty free a few years ago. I love this mascara. I'm not going too heavy because it's quite voluminous, as the name suggests. So just popping that on to finish the eyes off, which I think is an important step for any look. Little bit underneath, again I'm going for wide eyes, if possible, if I can keep them open long enough. So finally I'm going to finish up with the Revlon Colour Burst Balm Stain in the shade 1, Honey. I love this, it's super kind to your lips. My lips get really chapped, and so anything too drying is a real no-no, but this stuff is great and it's nice and neutral, doesn't look too weird. And here's the finished product. Super quick and super easy. So, super basic. I would like to also say at this point I am in no way an expert on makeup. I enjoy it and it makes me feel a bit better, and just want to see if anyone can make use of any of the tricks, and I don't think they even count as tricks, but maybe the techniques that I've found can help me look a little bit more awake and alive on days like today. Hopefully this will have been vaguely interesting to some of you. Like I said, nothing special, but it's sometimes quite nice to just see how other people tackle these things to get new ideas. So, any questions, just comment down below. Hit subscribe if you liked what you saw and you want to see more of me and my dog and the nonsense of my life. I'm planning on doing a haul video at some point, maybe in the next week, when everything comes through the post. So, I hope you all had a lovely Easter holiday weekend. Toodle pip. From me and Dan. Bye! I want to go back to bed, but now I've got makeup on. The troubles of my life.